We are building new routes, creating jobs, and bringing investment to this region. This is progress.
Progress for whom?
For everyone, better infrastructure means better opportunities.
But this is for us. It's our source of food, our culture, and our way of life. What happens if we lose it?
Everyone, have you ever wondered who gets to define progress? When you hear the word development, what comes to your mind? New routes? Economic growth? Or better opportunities? Okay, now let me ask you another question. What if development requires clearing forests that have supported local communities for generations? Will you still call it progress? These questions come to my mind after watching this documentary.
Pemerintah Indonesia sedang membuka lebih dari 2,5 juta hektar hutan untuk sawit, tebu, padi, dan peternakan. Warga di distrik Ilwayap di Merauke sudah menjadi korban. Hutan dan rawa sebagai sumber pangan dan ekonominya telah dihancurkan.
Okay, this is Pesta Babi, Kolonialisme di Zaman KIta, a documentary that explores the impact of development on indigenous communities and forests in Papua. The film presents different perspectives on progress and raises important questions about development and the environment. If you're interested in these issues, stay with me until the end of this video. So, everyone, my name is Ilsa Ayu Winjori. My short name is Ilsa, and I am a communication science student from Mataram University. In this video, I'll share my thoughts on Pesta Babi, Kolonialisme di Zaman KIta, and discuss how communication science can help address the issues present in the film. I'll also explore the future of communication, some common challenges in this field, and how communication can contribute to more inclusive and sustainable solutions. Okay, after watching this documentary, I realized that the conflict present in the film is not simply about development versus the environment. It is also about how different groups define progress. A development project might create economic opportunities. That's a good thing, right? But what happens when the same projects affects forests and local communities? In the film, development is often presented as a path to economic growth. However, many indigenous communities in Papua see forests as a part of their culture, identity, and way of life. So it's not as simple as choosing between development and the environment, is it? In my opinion, this is where communication plays an important role. Different perspectives need to be heard and understood. The film also reminded me of the Pusuk Road, which I pass every time I go to Mataram for university. The road is surrounded by forest, and honestly, I cannot imagine what it would look like without them. Like sometimes I wonder, what if those forests were gone? I remember that a road construction project in the area once caused landslides and disrupted daily activities. If that had such an impact on us, imagine the impact on communities in Papua whose lives are too closely connected to the forest. Experiences like this remind us that people can see development in different ways, depending on how it affects their lives. So, how can we create solutions that work for everyone? This is where communication science become more important. Communication helps people understand different perspectives and find common ground. In the case of Pesta Babi, communication can help governments, companies, and indigenous communities sit at the same table and discuss their concerns. After all, how can people solve a problem if they never truly listen to one another? Looking ahead, I believe communication science will become even more important in a digital era shaped by social media and artificial intelligence. Communication helps people access reliable information, think critically, and engage in meaningful discussions. Communication will also play a key role in addressing social, political, and environmental issues by connecting different groups and encouraging public participations. Of course, these changes also bring challenges. Today, information is everywhere. News spread quickly, opinions spread even faster, and anyone can post content online. This makes it easier for people to access information, but it also creates new problems. Have you ever seen a headline, believe it, and realize it, that the full story was actually different? Another challenge is making sure that different voices are heard. In Pesta Babi, we can see how different groups have different perspectives on development. The challenge is ensuring that communities directly affected by these decisions also have the opportunity to share their views. This is why communication is becoming more important. People need to think critically, verify information, and consider different perspectives before forming conclusion. So, how can communication science help address these challenges? As a communication science student, I believe one important step is improving media literacy. People need the ability to evaluate information, identify reliable researches, and avoid making conclusions based on incomplete information. Communication can also create space for dialogue. When people have different perspectives, open discussions can help them better understand one another and reduce misunderstandings. Going back to Pesta Babi, I think communication plays an important role in ensuring that every perspective is heard, especially the voices of communities directly affected by development projects. Through dialogue and participation, decisions can be made in a way that is more inclusive and considers the needs of different groups. Okay, to conclude, Pesta Babi reminds us that development can mean different things to different people. This is why communication is very important. Through dialogue and understanding, communication can help bring different perspectives together and support better solutions. Okay, that's all for me, but before I end this video, I'd like to leave you with one final question. Who should have the power to define progress? Okay, share your answer in the comments column below. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Ilsa Ayu Wintari and see you on the next video. Bye!